Hello everyone, and a special hi to all learning facilitators and students who are willing or planning to become learning facilitators in the future. This recorded presentation is for you to explore the importance of studying the Learning Facilitator program for your professional background. So, speaking of the role of learning facilitator, the first thing that learning facilitators must realize is that they are not like anyone who is practicing some profession. They are raising generations. You need to realize that learning facilitation isn't just about being able to complete some curriculum in a specific period of time. That's not enough for you to call yourself a qualified learning facilitator. This role isn't just about imparting knowledge. It's about inspiring a love for learning that lasts a lifetime. So, if you are a learning facilitator or a future student wondering about your path or passionate about personal growth and want to share that passion with others, Learning Facilitator program is the perfect path for you. It will help you to explore things that you will be grateful to know, just as I am right after completing this program. Because to be honest, before I joined this program, I used to consider myself as completely capable of teaching as good as the beneficial and impactful teaching should be. I never knew how much details and knowledge there are to explore until I completed this program. Now, my mind is reset so that I wish every learning facilitator in my community to study this valuable three-course program. Professional learning facilitators are those who always take into consideration the possible changes that may occur in the educational system. They have the mentality of being prepared for any challenges by improving themselves to adapt to the incredible development in the world in general and specifically in the learning process. They never say I know, instead they always say there is more to know. Through this recorded presentation, you will be introduced to some significant aspects of learning facilitation that you will explore by studying the Learning Facilitator program, such as needs and goals, educational technology, inclusion and equality, code of conduct, design and planning, managing stress and classroom, and finally, active learning. So for now, all you need to do is to roll the wheel of knowledge and see what you can explore. About needs and goals, they say if you don't know where you are going, every road will take you nowhere. And as a learning facilitator, the first thing you need to do before you start a learning project is to identify the purpose of that project. And the easiest way to identify the right purpose is to discover the learning needs of the community where you plan to implement your learning project. About educational technology, this unstoppable development happening in the world is telling you that if you are not moving forward, you are getting behind. This program will help you recognize the relationship between technology and education and how you can promote learning facilitation by integrating technology to your teaching methodologies. Inclusion and equality. Usually, they say you don't need to fulfill everyone's satisfaction. But when you are a learning facilitator, it's your responsibility to fulfill the satisfaction of all of your students. It's your responsibility to create a safe and inclusive learning environment. The Learning Facilitator course will open your eyes to some effective strategies of how to include inclusion and equality into your profession. About code of conduct, the famous businessman and investor Warren Buffett says that it takes years to build a reputation and minutes to ruin it. And the reputation of learning facilitators depend on how far they understand and apply the code of conduct. Learning Facilitator program is a free way to learn more about the teacher code of conduct. Not only that, you'll also be guided on how to establish your own code of conduct. What about design and planning? Have you ever thought about extending your ambitions, asking yourself about being an independent, successful learning facilitator, running your own learning project? Well, the first thing to come to your mind should be design and planning. Studying the Learning Facilitator program will increase your thirst for learning more and more about these two significant components of learning facilitation, and also assist you on how to design your units and lessons. Being a learning facilitator means that you are exposed to a lot of stress, especially the teachers who are dealing with the young age grades. In addition, classroom management is a big obstacle on the path of learning facilitators. So, in order to stabilize the learning process, you need to find out some useful positive psychological interventions that you need to integrate into your daily facilitation practice to maintain your mental and physical health and optimize the likelihood of achieving your students' academic outcomes. Now let's come to the most crucial and significant aspect of the modern learning facilitation that you need to recognize and explore. And if you are still following the teacher-centered learning, then it's time for you to reconsider and take a look at the advantages of following the active learning approach, which is also called the student-centered approach. It's time for you to be reminded of the famous quote that says, "If I hear, I forget. If I see, I remember. But if I do, I understand." To conclude our record, let's just remind everyone of the fundamental aspects of learning facilitation that we mentioned, but this time in a form of steps that the learning facilitators cannot skip when moving towards achieving the professionality in practicing their profession. The steps are aligning goals with needs, integrating technology with education, creating a safe and inclusive learning environment, empowering yourself with design and planning skills, managing stress and classroom, and finally involving students by using the active learning approach. Overall, and considering the significance of lifelong learning for learning facilitators, learning facilitator program is a step that cannot be skipped when working to promote your professional background. On the contrary, I believe that it's a fundamental step to take before you even call yourself a learning facilitator. Thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget, get enrolled in this valuable program.